Hey there, I'm Sully and welcome to the Gun Club. Now, I wanted to do a new gun review. Went up to our friends at Palmetto State Armory. Quite frankly, I'll admit, fellow instructor had posted a review of a PSA gun online and it looked kind of interesting. It was on special. And so I went up there and there was the Dagger and the Dagger Compact that were both on special. And after looking them over, I decided to check out this new Dagger Compact. What is the PSA Dagger Compact? Now, for those of y'all who don't live in South Carolina, just to let you know, I do live in South Carolina. Fortunate, I'm about 30 minutes from my local PSA, and they do kind of know me there. I may or may not have spent some money there. I've got a PSA Admiral 1911 M1 I did a review on a few weeks back. Very impressive gun. Very nice gun for the price point. So I wanted to check out another PSA gun. So I went up and picked up one of these Dagger Compacts. Now, the Dagger Compact comes with one magazine. It's a 15-round magazine consistent with like a G19, a Glock 19 magazine. It's 9mm semi-auto pistol. Comes with a gun lock, a little owner's manual. Now, if you remember my PSA Admiral review, I said one of the things that took a really nice gun and made it feel really cheesy is the fact that the manual and everything and all the instructions that came with it looked like a kid's coloring book that was gone bad. Well, PSA definitely classed this one up. The actual owner's manual is top notch, has all the breakdown steps, comes with little decals and stuff in it. It comes all the maintenance steps, everything else in it. Honestly, I will give this in the top 10 of manuals I've gotten, even buying high-end stuff, Smith stuff, everything else. I'm a big believer in Smith & Wesson, and this manual and this breakdown manual, everything, how to tear down, how to clean it, how to disassemble it, all the part breakdowns, very, very nice. Now, when they call it a compact, it's, I guess, it's smaller than the full size, but it's not really necessarily that compact. There it is on a measuring tape. You can see it comes in at about 6.5 inches across the top of the slide. It's not a bad firing gun. It's not that big and bulky. A little bit thick on the grip, but overall very, very manageable. But again, don't think of it as being such a compact gun. It's kind of a little bit chunkier than a compact. But that's okay, because I'm a little bit chunkier than a compact myself, so what the hell. Now, I'm going to blow this up here. I put it up against a couple of my Smiths just to sort of give you an idea as to what was what, or to give you some comparison. Now, on the left-hand side on the bottom is a Smith & Wesson Shield 1.0, the standard Smith Shield with the 8-round magazine. On the bottom right is a Smith & Wesson Shield EZ 2.0. Again, similar guns. They're both considered to be somewhat compact in nature, so I went with those for size comparisons. I understand there are people all over the country who may not be able to drive to your local PSA and grab one to check it out. Again, it's similar in size and frame size to like a Glock 19 or so. And again, pretty nice gun overall. I looked it over, was interested, said, okay, I think I'll take this out to the range and test it out a little bit. So I did. I got the weights on them here. To give you an idea, the PSA Dagger Compact, weight 23 ounces. The Smith Shield EZ runs about 22.9. Smith & Wesson Shield 1.0 with 7-round magazine is 20.5 ounces. And the Shield 1.0 with the 8-round magazine, the extended mag, is 20.9 ounces. Now, interesting to note, when you look at the capacity on those, and I'm sorry the way that table came out, it didn't look like that the way when I did it originally, but this one's a 15-round magazine as opposed to the other ones that are 7 or 8s. So again, for that little 0.1 ounce of more weight, frame weight than the EZ, you get 7 more shots. Kind of nice. As opposed to, about 3 ounces or 2.5 over the Shield. And what do we got? Again, 7 or 8 more shots. So having 15 pews per magazine as opposed to 7 or 8, and not that much more weight to it. Little bit hair bulkier, but again, not much more. Now, the other thing that's interesting with the Dagger is, in the Dagger Compact, there's a lot of options available for it. If you look on the left-hand side there, they've got one that's got cutouts on the frame on the top side. I don't have that model, and I didn't have a chance to weigh that model and compare it. I do wonder, however, if that model wouldn't actually, with those cutouts, come in lower weight than the Smiths. Could be. Not sure. Again, the one on the left there is a 15-round magazine as a base. The one on the right, you'll see it not only has the fancy cutouts on it, it's got the fluted barrel, as well as it's got the threaded barrel on the end where you could attach something to if you were so inclined and possess said item. The other thing is, if you look at the one on the right, the sights are moved forward, which allow you to put an optic on the rear of it. If you want to put a red dot optic or something like that, you can get different slide tops that allow you to add an optic or add a different type of optic. You can also, as you see in the bottom center there, get various designs on your slides. Now, personally, I've never been one to have, my firearm be a fashion statement. Basic black goes with everything. I've got, plenty of firearms. But if you were so inclined and you wanted the distressed stars and stripes like that one, you can buy this gun and you can swap out slides. You can get different things. Again, threaded barrels, unthreaded barrels. You can get a slide on the top that is all optics ready. You put your optics on it and you can rock and roll with that. If you want something a little bit smaller, well, then you can go with the other slide that doesn't have your optics on it. Honestly, it's a really interesting base gun to do a lot of tweaking and tinkering with. So, very, very interesting. Now, as we go further with it, Palmetto State Armory, again, they don't pay me anything for this. I don't get anything from them for it. Would kind of like it if I did. But on the other side of the coin, they've got packages available with these guns, with their daggers and their Dagger Compacts. One package they had is the Dagger Compact. Now, you'll see that one doesn't have the fancy graphic top on it, the top slide. It doesn't have the threaded barrel. However, it does have the cutouts on the top slide. But it comes with 10 15-round magazines. It comes with a gun lock and a carry case for it. Now, they didn't have that one in stock or that package deal available when I was there. Had they had it, though, I think that one right there would have been about $469. Now, when you figure magazines are $15 a piece, $20 a piece, you figure, okay, 10 magazines, $15 a piece. Hell, that's $150 right there. If you got $450, the gun is under $300 with the case. Definitely, a price point that you can live with. $469 for all that right there looks really, really, really nice to me. That's what I'd originally intended on doing. They didn't have that deal in stock, and I wanted to go out and get something to take to the range and do a test out and do a new gun review on. So I went ahead and I got the other one. So now you've seen all the deals and all the cool stuff you can do with it. Tell me about the gun, Sully. Tell me about the gun. Is it any good? Can you get a good gun for under $300? A good polymer frame, semi-auto, 15-round mags for under $300? Can you do it? Yeah, you can. Overall, the gun shot really well. When I looked it over, to be quality made. There is a little bit of slack on the take-up for the trigger, but as far as when it breaks, when it resets from the wall, it's barely a hair of a reset. Double taps fire easy. Gun has good control. You'll notice it's got the sort of the textured finish there. I'd rate the texture a little bit more textured than the Smith 1, the MP1 series. Not quite as aggressive texturing as the 2.0 series. I know I've seen a couple of the Shield 2.0s that, they can sand down your hand a lot, especially if you're sweaty and your skin is really moist. They can take a layer of skin off with them. You almost have to wear them down a little bit. This one was very nice to fire, fired well, no malfunctions, no reliability problems. Takedown is very simple. If you're familiar with the Glock takedown, it's basically identical to it. If you look at them closely, you can just tell it's a very similar to a Glock frame. It uses Glock G9 mags, so you can get like a 15 or 27 or 33 rounders. I picked up some 15 round magazines to go with it. If you're looking seriously for a carry gun, and again, this one you can see the sights are all the way back, but it's got the footprint pre-milled out on your slipper slide there to put an optic on it. If you want to swap anything out, do something. It's got the front serration for the carry cuts on there. And again, weight-wise, it comes in at a hair over the Smith Shield or the Smith Easy. But when you look at having the 15-round capacity, definitely well worth it. Now, from what I fired with it, I was shooting decent groups at about 15, 20 yards. Defensive grade shooting, fine, no problem. I'm not going to be using it for, target shooting or long range shooting, but I wanted to do something to sort of put the word out about a decent gun that's not going to break the bank. Do you need a gun? Do you want to get an extra gun? Do you want to have a spare? Do you want to have, an extra carry gun? It's a little bit bigger and bulkier than, some of the day-to-day carry guns, especially if you like, say, the Smith Shield. A little bit bulkier than that. But again, we know winter's coming, and so you'll have a little bit more room to hide your gun, a little bit more concealability, and so that will definitely help you out on that. Overall, like I said, great gun, excellent price point, no complaints whatsoever after putting about 25 hollow points through it and about 200 jacketed round nose. So definitely decent gun. I'm going to be taking it out more. I'll let you know if I have any trouble with it or anything else. But out of the box, cleaned it up, checked it out, took it out to the range, and had a good time with it. So I'll definitely take that any day.